Greetings. Salam alaikum. Alafia. Peace to my gods and earths. Free the land. Sak pase. Que pasa? Chihan Tamo. What's up, family? Welcome to another episode of Grunt TV. I'm your host, Malik Shabazz. Before I go any further, please don't forget, hit that subscribe button and share. And mash that like button. And don't forget to leave your comments. We read all of your comments. Again, I want to iterate. If I make a mistake in what I'm saying, and you know I'm in error, leave it in the comment box. I'll read them. And if I'm incorrect, I will come back on the next episode. Give thanks for the correction and make it known to the people that I stand corrected and I'm correcting my mistake. Because all of us make mistakes. None of us are perfect, okay? And I want to acknowledge that. I also want to mention that this space is dedicated to bringing truth and honest information, specifically to our black, brown, and indigenous community, as well as those others who seek truth, okay? All right, that said, I got a bone to pick, people, because I want to say this. One of the reasons these podcasts started popping up and becoming very well known, and different people starting their own podcasts, is because they began to see that the mainstream media is nothing but a propaganda machine. That they are nothing but stenographers and mouthpieces for the empire. Okay, so the purpose of putting these creating these podcasts and not taking corporate money is so that they can tell the truth. So they don't have, you take my money, you better not say this. So they did that independently and not funded by corporate America, so they can tell the truth. But unfortunately, I don't know what it is and why, but they're doing the same damn thing that the news mainstream media is doing. Propaganda and outright lies. Okay? I'm going to deal with two particular podcasts today. The Real News Network and Democracy Now! Okay? We'll begin with the Real News Network. I've been watching the Real News Network for many times, and I gotta say, it's not all bad. It's not all bad, but I'm hoping that if they get wind of this particular segment and they look at it, maybe they'll be embarrassed enough to say, hey, wait a minute, he's right. Maybe, I'm hoping, okay? I'm going to give them a bit of a doubt because, we have different people on that particular broadcast who do good work, So, and they've done good work, good reporting. But this time, I don't know what it is about this coronavirus that just people, that and 9/11, people just seem to be like either self-censorship or just outright ignorance or willful ignorance. I don't know what it is, but it's something, and I'm pointing it out to you. Jazeel Noor, in his broadcast, he starts off by mentioning 9/11, about the terrorist attack, blah, 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 blah. But he fails to mention that 9/11 was an inside job. And even if he doesn't believe that it was an inside job, he can tell people there are people who believe that it was an inside job, and here's why. There's a plethora of books, documentaries, seminars, and all kinds of things showing and proving without a shadow of a doubt that 9/11, the official story, cannot possibly be true. And one of the main ones, not the only one, but one of the main ones is Loose Change. The last one called An American Coup. I recommend that you watch that, Mr. Noor. I recommend that you watch that. Because I don't understand why you are omitting this, okay? Because when you omit this, it keeps the lie going that somebody else did this. Just the same way they keep the lie going that Lee Harvey Oswald killed Kennedy. And we all know that's a bullshit lie. So don't play with me, alright? You feel me? Alright. The second thing that he fails to mention, the first responders, who to this date, there was a documentary that said to date, We just passed the 20th anniversary. And to date, 900 first responders have died due to multiple diseases, cancer, all different kinds of cancer. It got so bad that Jon Stewart, the former host of the Daily Show, was at a hearing, and he was basically rebuking these Congress people about passing they were hesitating to pass a bill that would give money to the first responders to be able to help them with their medical bills and all their health issues. He had to go there and plead with them. Okay? Why? It should have been automatic. They came in to help, now they need help and you don't want to help them? So nah. Okay? Another thing he decided to omit out of that thing. Christy Todd Whitman, who was the head of the EPA at the time, got before the public in a press conference and told New Yorkers that the air was safe to breathe. And she was fucking lying. And now we know she was lying. Why you didn't mention that? Why is that not mentioned? Okay? So that's that. Now, and he also, and he agrees with Sloppy Joe that vaccine mandates should be. He agrees with being the vaccine, with the government mandating vaccines, forcing people to take these vaccines. Okay, you're supposed to be from the left. From the left, agreeing with the empire about this tyrannical invasion of them forcing some vaccine, which we already know we have other doctors who actually have contradicted what they're telling you on the news. Fauci has been caught lying multiple times about this, and you still believe that? You still want to align yourself with Sloppy Joe? Alright. Now, in that same segment, he also had his guest, who has a podcast, but his name is Sam Sachs. And Sam Sachs believes that the businesses have the right to demand their employees be vaccinated. And what's his reasoning for this? He says because they want to keep the businesses open, and because it will keep their workers healthy. Really? Keep their workers healthy? Really? Is that what you're asking us to believe? If these businesses had any interest of keeping their employees healthy, they would pay them $20 an hour. They would give them full health care. And if it's a big corporation, like in Silicon Valley, they will open a facility in there of schools and daycare for mothers, single mothers who have to work in these corporations, if they really care about their thing. And then Jazil Noor says this. He says that he believes that the reason people are vaccine hesitant is due to conspiracy theories. Really? Is that why you think people are hesitant to take vaccine? Because of conspiracy theories? Because of people like QAnon? Really? No. The reason people are hesitant, especially black and brown people, is because we know through history, and I got the receipts to prove it, that white America has been experimenting on black and brown people for the past 400 years. So I suggest that he read 3 books to begin with. He could read Medical Apartheid by Harriet A. Washington. He could read Acres of Skin, and he could read Death by Injection. Read those 3 books, and then come back and tell the people that we are hesitant because because of conspiracy theories. No, that's just straight up bullshit lies. Okay? This country, this government is known to doing people dirty with experimentations. Look up what happened in St. Louis when they set up canisters on the top of the projects and on top of schools, inner city schools, releasing toxic nuclear waste for the people to breathe, so they can test out the effects of this nuclear waste on black people. And you're going to tell me, and you're going to tell us, that the only reason that we hesitate is because of conspiracy theories. That's some straight up bullshit. That is straight up bullshit. Okay? So don't fall for that. Do your own. In fact, I always tell people, don't believe me. Don't believe me. Do your own research. I'll give you the information. I'm Morpheus. All y'all are Neo. I'm giving you the key. The red pill or the blue pill. You pick one. Talk about conspiracy theories. And that Sam Sachs said that it's not tyrannical for the government to enforce and mandate vaccines on people. When we don't know nothing about these vaccines. We don't know what's in it. And these pharmaceutical companies, they got no history of doing anything good for people when it comes down to their products. In fact, wasn't it not too long ago Johnson & Johnson got caught out there with their talcum powder? There was some chemicals in there that was giving people cancer. Huh? What about that? That's just one example. I can name a bunch of others. So if you're going to be independent and you're going to tell the people the truth, tell the people the truth. Tell the people the truth. Don't go up there and lie, And if somebody on your podcast, if you're interviewing somebody and they say something that's off the wall, push back on that. Challenge them. Force them to tell the truth or expose them for telling a lie. So that way the people know. Because it's all bullshit. Right? Okay, now. It's sad. I gotta tell you, it's sad. I don't get no joy about this because I want to see these independent news outlets, be successful and tell the truth. But how can that be done when you're gonna lie? Now we're gonna deal with Amy Goodman and Democracy Now! I watch certain clips. I used to listen to her on the regular, even when I'm traveling with my queen. I'm on the road. I've been on the road a lot. It stopped when this pandemic. Yes, pandemic hit. But on the regular, we're on the road, and when we're on the road, we put on Democracy Now! On the radio. I usually watch it on TV when I'm home or on my computer, but when we're on the road, we listen to it on the radio. And I used to listen to her religiously every day at 9 o'clock. Democracy Now! With Juan Gonzalez. And so, but now, little by little, I see her slipping. And I'm wondering, is this willful ignorance, straight out lying? Like, what's the deal? Okay? I'm going to deal with her reporting that took place on the 21st of September, yesterday. Most of you heard about what's going on in Texas at the border with Haitian people. And then you see the footage of these horses pushing people around, grabbing people from these pigs, grabbing Haitians, their body from their shirts and throwing them around, cursing at children, using racist language, you feel me? And so she's showing the footage. She's talking about this, and she has Ro Khanna, the Democrat out of California, which was a guest that day. So she starts off, she's showing the footage, she's talking about that. And then she asks him what he thought about that. And I quote, "Well, that's not the American way of doing business. We are a nation that respects the rule of law and we respect human rights." And this motherfucker got the right to say this shit with a fucking straight face. That America respects human rights and the rule of law? Really? Really? When did it start? Did it start before they genocided the native peoples and enslaved Africans for 400 years? Was it after that they started doing that? Did it start when they lied about weapons of mass destruction and they freaking attacked Iraq and killed all those people? In Afghanistan? And in Somalia? And in Yemen? And in Syria? And in Nicaragua? And in Venezuela? And in Chile? When? When did it start? When did America start believing in human rights and the rule of law? When? Please. And Amy Goodman, you know better than that. You know better than that. To allow this motherfucker come on TV on your show and say some dumb shit like that and you don't push back on it. You know better than that. I'm telling you, man, So everybody, all those individuals out there who are watching Democracy Now, and the Real News Network and stuff, and all these other, make sure you pay attention closely. And whenever, and if you see them saying some old dumb shit like that, corporations care about their workers. Really? Look, I said this before, and I say it again. Kwame Ture. For those who don't know who he is, he's formerly known as Stokely Carmichael. That was his slave name. He was the part of SNCC. He was one of the leaders of SNCC, the Student Nonviolent Coordinating Committee. He told us, he teaches us, that capitalism lies all of the time. Not some of the time, it lies all of the time. And whenever it tells the truth, it's a result of a double lie. So we can't let these people get away with this. We cannot let them get away with this. Because if we're going to correct this and we're going to fix this madness that's taking place, if we're going to fix this, we got to tell the truth. How are we going to tell the truth when you got these so-called independent news outlets going in there and doing the same damn thing that CNN and CNBC and Fox News are doing? And now let me say something else. Trump is a fascist pig piece of shit. That said, but when Trump was president, all those Democrats, people like Ro Khanna and AOC and Ilhan Omar, they were, oh, look at Trump, look, he's a fascist pig, children in cages, children in cages. But those children in cages didn't start with Trump. They started with Obama, a Democrat. And now that the Democrats are doing it, that Sloppy Joe's doing it, they're more quiet than a mouse pissing on cotton. They ain't saying shit. Why? Why they not criticizing Biden the same way they criticize Trump? So I say, you know what? Get to the truth. Tell the truth. Stop lying to the people. Because every time you lie and I watch you lie, I'm going to come out. And even though many people might not see this, I may get 10 views, 15 views. It's okay. You know why? It's part of the historical record. This is part of the historical record. So even if I don't get acknowledgement for correcting this lie in this lifetime or in this time period now, it's okay. Because I'll quote Fidel Castro, condemn me, it does not matter. History will absolve me. So it's into the historical record. I said it right here on Grunt TV that Amy Goodman and Ro Khanna and Jazeel Noah on these particular issues, they lying. How you gonna get up there with a straight face talking about America believes in human rights? How dare you? How dare you tell such a bold-faced lie? No, that ain't gonna stand. So again, whether I get the views and people get this information now, it's okay. It's in the historical, I put this into the historical record. Because one day, some young person, it could be tomorrow, it could be 6 months from now, it could be a year from now, it could be 5 years from now, 10 years from now, 20 years from now, a young person is going to see this and they're going to be like, yeah. Like Bob might say, you can fool some people sometimes, but you can't fool all the people all the time. And no, you can't fool all the people all the time. And I'm not the only one. I'm not going to sit here and think I'm the only one that sees this. There's a lot of people that see this. I don't know how many are going to come out and say this. Maybe they will, and I wouldn't be aware of it because I didn't find it on the internet or whatever, or nobody contacted me about it. But it's okay. It's okay because truth is truth, and truth don't need no defending. Truth defends itself. So it's into the historical record that we got to watch these so-called independent news outlets talk about 9/11 without telling the people that with all the information that we have today, with seminars and again, all this stuff, books, documentaries, architects for 9/11, scientists for 9/11, professors for 9/11, all these groups, to try to tell us the truth. Because I mean, like I said, if you haven't already, look at the picture, look at the video evidence and pictorial evidence. Look at the Pentagon when they say a plane crashed in. Look at the initial when once it happened, people were taking pictures. And tell me if you see a plane. Where's the plane? Where's the plane? There's no plane. So if they can tell you boldface like that, what about Building 7? Why didn't they mention that? Building 7, 47 steel structure. It wasn't hit by nothing, and it collapsed into its own footprint. And what was the reason behind that? Due to fire. But when you look at the final report that they put out on 9/11, they didn't even mention Building 7. How could you not mention Building 7? A building fell. That's not in your report. Another thing they said in their final report, the people who financed 9/11 is irrelevant. They don't need to look into it. They don't need to find out who financed 9/11. How's that possible? The person or the individuals that financed the massacre of 3,000 people is not important? Really? I'm telling you. This shit is crazy, and we gotta straighten this shit out. We gotta tell the truth. So on that note, people, again, thank you I'll thank you in advance for subscribing to Grunt TV. I'm your host, Malik Shabazz. And don't forget to subscribe, hit that mash button, leave your comments, and if you wanna some information on 9/11 that you're not familiar with, put it in the comment box. I'll be more than happy to send you a few websites, a number of books and stuff like that, because I've been on 9/11 since it happened. I've been, at the beginning, I thought it was a case of the chicken coming home to roost, but no, it wasn't a case of the chicken. It was a self-inflicted. It was self-inflicted. The same way Hitler did burn the Reichstag, and they blamed it on the communists, and they invaded Poland and other countries, which led up to World War II. So again, do your research, do your homework. Don't be fooled by these connivers. Sometimes they probably don't want to say too much because they make their money off these YouTube channels, and if they tell too much, YouTube will demonetize them and deplatform them, and they lose their income. So they're gonna play it safe by not telling you the truth, and that's sad. If you're gonna tell the truth, you got to make sure you break away from any grip from the empire, any grip. So on that note, people, I appreciate your time. Again, don't forget to subscribe, and leave your comments in this comment box, and mash up that like button. And in fact, just to give you a heads up, I'm going to be doing a quick podcast about myself, just so that anybody that's watching my podcast know where I'm coming from. I want you to know a little bit about my history, just so you know where I'm at, why I'm in this space, and why I'm telling you the things I'm telling you. It's always good to know a little bit of the history of the people that are telling you, giving you information. Because we listen to people in the mainstream media, we don't know nothing about them. We don't. Besides that, their lies, we don't know about nothing about Tucker Carlson. We don't know the stuff. Anything about his history. So I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna be transparent. I'll tell you who I am. So peace out, my people. One love. Again. Fight the power, feed the land, and freedom and black power. Peace.